Welcome to another episode of Reddit Talk. I told you in one of my last videos, even though it sounds bad, where I was saying I want to force myself to post more often. You shouldn't have to force something that you just want to naturally do, some people will say, and that's true. It more comes from a place of like self-doubt is what I mean by that. I've been on this channel specifically doing my wrestling stuff. I think I'm going on just 2 years now, or already 2 years, I guess you could look at it as. And not exactly going as well as I would kind of hope. I was doing better on my main channel after 2 months than I am here 2 years in. And then I looked at my analytics and I hit an all-time low. I only got 3 new subscribers last month. 3. And I'm like, oh my God. I remember averaging like 30 to 50 in my first month on my other channel. Hell, even this one at one point, I was like accelerating a lot more. When it goes to 3, I have to admit, and yes, I am going to get into this in just a moment, right? The whole idea with these Reddit talks or these random videos that I make that aren't like 2K or anything where I have to remember like a show like Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or something like that, is I just get to talk literally about whatever and I don't have to think about it. So it makes it more fun for me. So yeah, so I do hope that things get a little bit better for me. And in case you're wondering, oh, don't worry, just 3 subscribers. It's not about getting popular. You're right, I don't want to get popular. But in this line of work, the more popular you are, the more subscribers you're getting, the more views you're getting, the more money you're making. Don't forget, I'm willing to do this shit for free. Because I pretty much am. But the ulterior motive is, I want to get my ass off of disability that I've been on for a quarter of a century. Right? So, like I said before, if I can ever make half of what I make on my main channel, I will cry. I mean, I'm on the verge of doing that now because I'm not making half of what I'm making on my main channel after 2 years, but whatever. Sorry for that long intro. 2.5 minutes, but I'm going to be honest. Can't really say feel bad. So, we're looking at my bald chrome dome and Batista looking like Lou Diamond Phillips. So this is new here in the latest film. What the hell does this have to do with wrestling? Well, he's a former wrestler, Batista, the big guy, okay? He was in Evolution with Randy Orton, Triple H, Ric Flair. Kind of a big deal. So it was on Reddit, and I figured, you know what, let's talk about it, because as an individual, as a person, and I've interacted with him very, very, very briefly, he's just super chill. You may not agree with his politics and all this kind of stuff. What I appreciate about him is he looks like the kind of guy, maybe, that would be on that side, you know, the cool hip side that everybody goes with in certain things, whether politics or whatever. And he doesn't care. He's just true to himself. Here's how I feel about, you know, certain things in life. Sticks with it. Doesn't care what people think. And Undertaker still likes him. Doesn't agree with his politics. He doesn't agree with Undertaker's politics. It's perfectly fine. Anyways, just whatever. So I wish him well in his new movie. I tried looking it up, by the way, and I couldn't find what that new movie was. And every time I looked, there's a picture of him with a shaved head and all that. Couldn't find one with that hairstyle. Kayfabe, how long will Cody Rhodes be out due to his injury? I don't know. I think he'll be back. Probably. Look at me, like I have any logical clue. At least a good couple of weeks, because it says here, and I quote, earlier today, per WWE, kayfabe, of course, suffered cervical swelling and was kept overnight at a local hospital for observation. No, he was at home with Brandy doing the horizontal hoka poka, you know what I'm saying? While x-rays were negative for a fracture, Rhodes has been officially diagnosed with axial compression of the cervical spine as well as a cervical strain with spasm. So I think what they're doing is they're keeping him off TV for however long it takes to get And I've already talked about this in some of my other videos. That's what happens with Reddit. It's dynamic. It changes all the time with what people post. But what could end up happening as well is some things will overlap and I'll end up just repeating myself a little bit here and there. And I'm aware of that. I don't have fucking Alzheimer's yet. Kevin Owens, is going to have time to focus now perhaps on Sami Zayn. Right? Everybody is going after the bloodline. So I think we're going to get KO and Sami Zayn, and that's going to be something. And then potentially, like others have stated already, then it'll give time for Randy Orton to come back with Cody Rhodes. They're going to go after Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens is going to be like, whatever. I don't know who's going to be in his corner. But and that's where that leaves Sami Zayn. So whose side are you really on, bitch? Because we just don't know like how they're going to play that whole thing out. Are they going to make the whole Sami being torn between, the bloodline and having to choose over, Kevin Owens? And that can really add, in my opinion, like an amazing touch to this whole angle, to this whole drama. So to answer the question, I don't know. However long it takes, I can't see it being that long. Otherwise, they'd have to make him relinquish the belt and all this kind of crap. And now Kevin Owens is running around with the winged eagle belt. Some goosey stuff going on, I'm just saying. No ads through the whole show. We're talking about Saturday Night Main Event. And then we get them in the main event. What the hell? Yeah, like, because it wasn't a PLE, I think is the reason why. And then, like, through advertising, get paid a lot of money, this, that, and the other thing. I'm being a smartass. The best way to see the show is obviously to go see it live. But then you don't get to hear Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. Helps if I could speak. Because, they should do that, though. I never understood why they don't do that. Like, you're there, you're living it in the moment. That's great. But to me, the commentary is a big part of the experience. You could have, like, little earbuds, especially now. But then who goes to a live show to hear the roar of the crowd just to have to still listen to Michael Cole? I'm just kidding. Yeah, so it was weird. A lot of people got a lot of commercials. I felt like I didn't get that many commercials. But some people said, man, this thing had more commercials than wrestling. Actually, nobody said that. I said that just because I was trying to be funny. So, yeah, I don't know. Should the WWE champion come out every Saturday night's main event with the winged eagle belt? I think so. A lot of people are going to argue whether or not it should be him while it's whoever's the champion, right? I think they should, because they bring back like the railing that's metal. They bring back the narrow corridor walkway. I'm still sick, by the way. Excuse me. To where they almost have to walk like Razor Ramon sideways. I don't know what the head bobbing thing was. I really like that. And then the referees and the old school attire, right? And to me, the champion should be able to come out with that belt. Now, I'm going to throw you another one you might not like. Does that mean Gunther should be allowed to do that? The whole history, how the different belts have different meaning. I'm not saying yes or no. I haven't given that any thought. I'm just sharing that. Would it be crazy for the main champion of each brand, if they're featured in a Saturday night main event? Let me add on top of that. Do you feel they should each be allowed to come out with the winged eagle? I'll just answer by saying I wouldn't be completely against it. But at the same time, it is kind of dumb, too, equally. Because one has a lot more history than the other. Right? So, yeah. I don't know. I'm mixed on the whole thing, like I said. I'm sick for one, still recovering. And I haven't given that much thought. So no, in some ways it doesn't make any sense. I just miss seeing like the big gold belt, the one that was in WCW as well. And And that Winged Eagle belt, like, to me, that was just the proper belt. So yes, if you have two champions coming out looking with the same belt, yeah, it does sound dumb. I just wish there was something Gunther could bring out, which I can't think off the top of my head, that would make sense, that would give it retro vibes. Okay? So, yeah, I think it would be a cool idea to at least have the holder of that champion come out, sure, with the belt. Emotional over the women's U.S. title. Yes, of course. I got emotional because it was the only goddamn match in which something dramatic happened. Like, actual, like, whoa, right? And the fact that Jesse, I know I keep going on about Governor Ventura here, he wasn't there to call the match. Would have loved to hear his input. But yeah, this was absolutely a big deal. And then it says here, Chelsea Green has worked so damn hard. Yeah, a decade. She's never gotten her flowers from the WWE until last night. She's synonymous with Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Zack Ryder, right? When it comes to maximizing your minutes, Nick Aldis said it himself on CVV. She's built a fan base around just being good at what she does. Every minute that she gets the chance, she's happy for her. And I'm very happy for her. I just hope they don't treat her like Zack Ryder. Because, man, his Intercontinental run was just... I know, she won the U.S. Okay. The Intercontinental Champion, he didn't even have it for 24 hours. It was kind of stupid. It was like giving him his flowers and then like, you know, taking it back. I just really hope they don't do that with her. Simple as that. Of course, hey, I'm not the one that made the post, okay? I'm not the one that did this. Jesse Ventura is one of the GOATs on commentary. Now, let me take a sip to help soothe my protein shake. Oh, and it's hot. Boiling hot. Really good. Clears out my sinuses. Anyways, nobody cares about that. So a lot of people will say things like, I know most people will say JR is the greatest. Others make an argument for Michael Cole. Rightfully so. I do think Jesse belongs in that conversation too. Yes, he's color and not lead commentary. Now, I want to stop right there. Can I say something? I'm just being honest with you. Just because I've been a wrestling fan for over 4 decades doesn't mean I know it all. And I'm never going to pretend to know it all. Even though some things should be obvious. I thought being the color commentator meant that you were the lead commentator. Now I'm starting to think, based on this, that being the color commentator means that you're adding color to the lead to help fill it. Does that make sense? So I kind of went, oh, okay. Anyhow, but he makes the matches so much more entertaining. I would have loved to have been a color commentator and not a lead commentator. Again, like Jesse Ventura. Last night was so much fun listening to him again. Definitely one of my all-time favorite color commentary. I thought he said he was... Oh, yeah, color commentary. But overall, I think he belongs in the GOAT. Absolutely. For me, there's no doubt. He makes Corey Graves look like Michael Cole. Jesse was blowing the current commentary team out of the water. I'm just reading a few comments from this one. 30 years later and still showing them how it's done. Yeah, Jesse and Bobby Heenan are 1A and 1B. No one else can come close. I give a slight edge to Jesse because he's brilliant no matter who he's paired with, and that's true. But Bobby was best with Gorilla, and I agree with that statement, not to take anything away from the great Bobby the Brain Heenan. But him and Gorilla were just something. And it's true, at least I think so, that Jesse didn't matter who he was with. McMahon, Gorilla, like it just did not matter. He hasn't lost a step. Glad to hear he'll be back for more. That's right. Jim Cornette was really good and underrated. Yeah, I agree with that too. I need to hear him say monsoon one more time. Yeah. Michael Cole's in the convo because of the longevity and kids who grew up on him and now are adults. Yeah, so it's nostalgia for them. His best work was only recently, only because he copies Pat McAfee's genuine excitement. I don't think he copies it. Well, let's talk about that for a minute, actually. J.R. Ventura, Heenan, King are the best, in my opinion. J.R. is good. Absolutely. Again, I think J.R. was, again, lead commentator. And I think Jerry Lawler was color commentator. But yeah, Michael Cole, I would say it's genuine. And if it isn't, either way, maybe we could give a little bit of that excitement to Joe Tessitore. Because a lot of times, oh my God, did you see that? I love Joe Tessitore. I do, because he's different, okay? Got his own unique vibe, which is good, because most people are individuals and they have their own vibe. Or you could be Ricochet and just have nothing. We're not going to get into that one. Yeah, so Michael Cole, I don't know, what do you people think? I think he's really, really good. I think he is better recently. Michael Cole, that is. And I do think that he's best paired with Pat McAfee. Even Pat McAfee I really like. I feel like from an energy perspective, like with the antics and stuff like that, and the little pen, and I feel like that is something personality-wise that I would do, because I'm so reserved, laid back, introvert. But when I do get out there, oh, wow. Holy sweet sour pineapple. I am out there. And I feel like if I was a commentator, oh yeah, I would probably be Pat McAfee's antics with Jesse the Body Ventura's dialogue. I'm not saying I'd be as good. I mean from a personality perspective. I think, or I'd like to think, I'd be a mix between them two. Because that was one of my biggest dreams, like I said, to do like commentary or whatever. Or be a manager or a bit of both. So yeah. What do you think? Like I said, always, anytime I make videos, obviously you're free to comment on what you think on what I discussed. Or on something maybe I haven't discussed. Maybe some people out there could have ideas for me. Like, hey, what do you think of people that have to always compare AEW to WWE? What do you tell those people? What do you think? Anything. Literally, all things wrestling. It's not all things WWE. It just so happens my channel is that, but it's like I said before. There's only 24 hours in a day. I've been up already for like 10 hours. And I've just had time to sit down and do this now. If there was 48 hours in a day, oh, I would throw in the other promotions, no problem. But unfortunately I don't, but I still cover them once in a while. Like when Edge, Adam Copeland, right, went from WWE, went on over to AEW. That was kind of a big deal in the wrestling world. So I covered that. I'm not going to be like, screw him, he's not WWE anymore. He's a traitor. Not going to talk about it. I'm not one of those people. I am a wrestling fanboy. Period. You would be amazed how much I appreciate the other three-letter acronymical wrestling promotions that are out there. And if acronymical isn't a word, it is now as of today. As of the making of this video, I'm copywriting that shit. So yeah. Thumbs up as always. If you like the video, it does greatly help support the channel, so they say. And if you want to... Wait. Yeah, so if you like it, okay. And if you didn't like it, thumbs down as always, where I bend it in half and twist it. Break it off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, exactly. Naturally, that would be great. And if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.